guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel with All Smiles Over Here. I am Sanja. Is like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm trying to keep it long, but y'all know if it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. The golden next today is whose report will you believe? Whose report will you believe? I got this song, I got this golden nugget from a song that I heard in my head. Y'all, I hadn't heard this song in like a long time. And I used to sing this song with a youth group when I was like in 4th or 5th grade. And our conductor or our youth director was Sister Stephanie Mitchell at the time. Now it's Sister Stephanie Harvey. And she taught the song to us and she gave me lead on it. And I was like, okay, cool, da 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 da. And so I was singing the song when we first performed it, and y'all, the audience, the adults went crazy, like, oh yes, yeah, da, da, da. They were so happy about the song, whatever. And it got to where they wanted to hear the song all the time. Me being a kid, I didn't really understand why they want to keep hearing this song, because at the time, yeah, I was feeling like Tina Turner, and I thought some Stephanie Mitchell at the time was like Ike Turner. She was like, well, Sanja, you got to sing it. I was like, I don't want to go on stage. I don't want to sing this. I don't want to sing this. She's like, you got to go. You going to anime. You singing this song tonight. You going to sing because they requested. You going to sing it. You going to sing it. And I was like, I don't want to sing this song. But y'all, I'm glad I was obedient and I was singing the song. And thank you, Sister Stephanie Harvey, for pushing me. Y'all, Sister Stephanie Harvey really helped me out. That's where I first started with directing choirs and what have you, and doing a whole lot of things. And I'm just grateful for her. So thanks for that, and thanks for that song, because now as an adult, in my adulthood journey, I understand the song, whose report will you believe? And y'all, the gist of the song is his report, and his mean God's report says I'm healed. God's report says that I am filled. In other words, at the end, God's report says victory. And during that time, you guys, the people, the adults really needed to hear that song, because I'm quite sure, like I tell you guys, your physical eyes and your physical ears and the falsehood of feelings can show you some stuff that have you going crazy, where you're worrying, where you're stressing out, and you're holding grudges, a whole lot of crazy. But in hear that song, whose report will you believe? It gets you to see and understand God report, his reports stand tall and outweighs anything that anybody else would say or do against you. You get what I'm saying? So in that, I'm here to ask you, whose report will you believe? And I also want to point out to you guys that a lot of times, when you rely and take on the report of others, you will begin to walk in their report, to talk in their report, to feel through their reports. In other words, you'll take on the role of their report that they have given you. And you won't be able to shake it as long as you hold on to their report. I think I did a golden nugget about that. Drop the labels that people have put on you, because if you rely on those labels, even those labels that a report that you've given yourself from childhood, that I'll never do this, I'll never be that, or they said I'm this, they said I'm that, and you've just been walking in it your whole life. You've been walking in those reports your whole life. You've been talking in those reports your whole life. To now, you find yourself where you have certain illnesses. You find yourself where you in this type of job that you know you could do better. You find yourself, you live in a certain lifestyle and you know that this ain't me. But you can't shake it because you're still holding on. You're still carrying and walking in those reports and labels that you've either put on yourself or that the other people has. And I'm telling you, I'm asking you today, whose report will you believe? God's report always leads to victory. His report always says that you can, you will, and you have, and you can be any and everything. Anything is possible for you. God's report says that even though your grades say that you are not an A, B, honor roll student, that you're getting C's, D's, and F, God's report will say that you will be a doctor. God's report will say that you will be a lawyer. I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this thing, y'all. But God's report will say that about you. God's report will say that you will live in a gorgeous home, but your bank account is saying that you're at zero right now. Shucks, your bank account may be saying that you're at a negative. God's report will say that you will have this type of business, but you've always worked for somebody else. That's the type of report that God gives. God never looks at what's going on around you. None of that matters. None of it does. God ain't looking at what type of parents you grew up with. Some of you guys grew up with parents that just weren't there. Some of your parents might have had some addictions, or they just had to work a lot and they couldn't be there for you. God is not looking at that. Some of you guys have taken on the role of the report that you grew up in. And you're saying, because my dad wasn't there, I can't be a good husband, or I won't make a great father. God's report doesn't say that. Some of you guys didn't grow up with your mom. Some of your moms just weren't there. And some of you are saying, I wouldn't be a great wife. I can't be a great mother because I didn't have one. God's report does not say that at all. Some of you guys have witnessed some things in your life that nobody should have ever witnessed. But guess what? Guess what? The report of God says that you're going to be great. The report of God says that you're going to be a conqueror. That He says you're going to do any and everything that you desire. Take, for instance, Judge Mathis. I can't think of his first name right now. But he grew up in Chicago. And his lifestyle, he grew up in crime, basically, doing some things that he shouldn't be doing. His grades didn't say where he is right now. His grades, if you look at his lifestyle growing up when he was younger, his lifestyle did not point to where he is right now. But God's report said, hey, you can be an attorney and you can be a judge. You could be all that. But if you look at his lifestyle back then, it didn't say that. That report didn't say that. So I'm asking you today, what report will you believe? Whose report? God's report always leads to victory. So I don't care what your physical eyes, y'all know I always say that, I don't care what your physical eyes are showing you, or what your physical ears are letting you hear today, or what your positive feelings are allowing you to feel. Whose report are you going to believe? Whose report are you going to believe? First and foremost, you have got to get aligned and connected. Because when you're aligned and connected, then you are plugging in into source at core that's within you. And when you are plugged in, source is going to give you clarity. You will get and gain clarity on which way you should go, who you should talk to, who you should meet, who you should stop and wave to, who you should smile to, because you don't know. In all those directions that source gives you, it's going to lead you to where you're supposed to be in being a judge, and being a singer, or being an actor, and getting this and getting that, and doing this and doing that. In other words, and doing the possible. In doing the possible. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, when I was not aligned and connected, I was rocking out in the roles of the reports that others had given me. Even the report that I had even given myself. I was walking in that role. I was talking in that role. I was reacting in that role from emotions and feelings. I was just all in it heavy. I had put it on like a coat and I was wearing it. And I didn't understand, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be thinking like this. Y'all, for a long time, I was like in a sense of a falsehood of feelings, to where every time I felt a certain thing, I was believing that that thing was true. And I didn't know how to shake it. I knew it wasn't me. I knew it. I can sense it wasn't true because I was so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable in that thing. But I wasn't aligned and connected like I should have been. So I didn't know how to shake it. I didn't know to think positive 24/7 and hone in on source so he can give me clarity on how to do this and how to do that. I wasn't clear on that part at all. But I did know that every time I had those thoughts, I knew that something was wrong because I was feeling a certain way inside. And I was like, this ain't right. It's not right. But when I started to get to the place where, hey, listen, I want change. I just kept having that in my mind. I want change. I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know how to go about it, but I kept saying to myself, change. I want change. I want change. And what started happen to me gradually was that I started seeing numbers. I always talk to y'all about my angel numbers. When I see numbers, I get so excited and so happy. And y'all, I started seeing, I think I told you guys this before, I'm at 10 minutes here, but y'all, I started seeing over and over and over, 1, 1, 1. And initially when I would see it, I was thinking of my grandmother Charlie. I told y'all, I told her happy birthday. And it was 111 January the 11th. So whenever I see 111, I say, hey, Grandma Charlie, da 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 da, love you, miss you, and da da da. And I was just taking it as that. But yeah, I kept seeing it over and over and over and over and over. And I was like, dog, I keep seeing this over and over. What does this mean? And I didn't get it. And I didn't know gradually I was beginning to get aligned. I didn't realize I was becoming aligned with source at core. And I started saying 11:11. Y'all, I would wake up just in the middle of the night. It'll be 1:11 in the morning, a.m. Or I'll wake up and it's 11:11. Or I'm making me lunch and I just had the urge to look up at the clock and it's 1:11. It's just, or I'm driving and on the tag in front of me it's 111. Or I see on a number 1111. Or I see, it was just showing over and over and over. And I didn't know, I was like, what is going on? And then when I finally asked source, I was like, God, what do these numbers mean? What does 111 mean? What is this? What is this? And I asked source, and it means new beginnings, you guys. And when I realized that, I said, okay, well, if 111 means this, okay, what about the other numbers, y'all? And I just started seeing other numbers. Anytime I start getting into a vibe or something that wasn't good, I'll see a pattern of certain numbers. And I look up the numbers, I realize, oh, okay. And I realized these were my angels guiding me. God guided me, and the angels guided me, let me know, hey, this is what this is. And I started to understand and see what was going on, thus being able to hone in and take on the report that God was telling me. The girl, that you are a conqueror, that everything is always working out for you. Once I started to get aligned, and once that thing, when I actually, it clicked for me, y'all, when I tell y'all know I like to say skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day. I was having and still having a great day right now. Why? Because I have chosen, to only believe the report of God. That's my lifestyle. So when I tell you to stay and be aligned and connected, that's you believing the report of God, which means no matter what your eyes show you or what your ears, what's coming in your ears, whether it's from a doctor or whether it's from a family member or whether it's from a in-law, or it doesn't matter, whatever you hear from whomever, whenever, whatever, if it's not good, if it's contrary to what God is telling you, that you are great, that you are healed, that you are blessed, that you are highly favored, that you are overcomer, that you are abundance, none of the other people's reports matter. It doesn't at all. Because God report says that you can drive in the best. God report says that you can live in the best. God report says you can be anything that you desire to be. Because guess what? Other people's report will tell you that you can't afford this, that you can't afford that. Other people's report says that you're gonna die from a heart attack because that's hereditary. I know you lying. I know you lying. Because the report of God says that everything is working out for you. Everything is working out for you. That you will have. I am. I have. I can. I know I will. Why? Because the report of God says so. It says so. So whatever it is that you have put in your request for, just know that God's report is high-fiving you on that thing. It's touching and agreeing with you on that thing. Why? Because when God says it is so. It is so. So whose report will you believe? Whose report will you believe? God reports. His reports, all of his reports, always and forever will outweigh. It will always outweigh the report of others. So whatever it is that you are seeing today, whatever it is that you've heard today, whatever it is that you had a falsehood of feelings about today, look at it and tell it, I know you lying. I know you lying. Why? Because the report of God says, I am, I have, I can, and I know I will. Y'all remember that. Whose report would you believe? Y'all, I got happy on this thing. I'm almost in tears or what have you. And y'all, listen, it is good. Keep that in mind. Know that you can do and be anything that it is that you put your mind to. Why? Because source is at core. And when source is at core and you are actually plugged into source, God's report, his report, is the only report that you are to read, that you have to read. That's the one that you need to pay attention to. Because all of those are gold, green. You get a go. Go ahead. You want the house? You got to go. You want the car? You got to go for it. You got to go. You got the green light. You got the green light. You may proceed. Whose report will you believe? That's the question. Whose report will you believe? Y'all, I know I ran my mouth off to you guys, but I thank you guys for listening. If you stayed to this point, I'm happy. I'm happy to know that you now know that the only report that you need to have hanging up on your wall, hanging up in your mental, is the report of God. Why? Because that report says that you are healed, and that report says that you will not die for something that's quote unquote hereditary. You will not have this because they say it's hereditary. Source's report says differently. It says different. It's different. So believe the report of God. You got this. Everything is always working out for you. Everything is always okay. Everything is all right. Always. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in with me. If you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mask a smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. I'll talk to y'all soon. I know and hope y'all got the gist of it. Whose report will you believe? That's it. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.